Examples of certain behaviors, okay, is of course binging, restrained eating, and certain compensatory behaviors. So to go into what these are, binging of course is where you're eating a whole lot and then there's no control, right, over when you reach satiety, which is another name for fullness, and you keep doing so, you keep binging, you maybe to the point where you get yourself sick or something like that. So that's what binging is, okay? Restrained eating is essentially like where you'll eat something but you'll sort of try to restrain yourself, maybe to the point where you're not getting the caloric intake that you need. It's more common with anorexia, given that there's a psychological behavior where you're just kind of like, okay, I don't want to look this way. It's more of a perception, right? I don't want to look this way, so I'm gonna just not eat this much, or I'll only eat this much, rather, I'll say. It's kind of like that. That's restrained eating, to where you're really restraining yourself. You're not engaging in normal eating, of course, which I'm going to go into when I get to that bullet. But then you also have compensatory behaviors. So what compensatory behaviors are is basically in the name. It's behaviors that sort of overcompensate for you trying not to look a certain way when you're going through certain eating disorders. So compensatory behaviors, examples of those might be excessive exercise, right, or under eating. Just like, again, like restrained eating, that's a compensatory behavior. Not eating the amount that your body needs in order to sustain itself and your body's life cycle. So that's compensatory behavior. Another one would be, abuse of laxatives. Another one, obviously, which is common with bulimia, is vomiting after eating. Another compensatory behavior might be increasing the use of diuretics, right? Which, of course, increases the amount of urine your body produces. You're trying to increase excretion of urine, so those are all compensatory behaviors.